Hey guys, welcome to the video. Before we begin, I know that I never said we were going to be going back to the wiki pages, but this time I think it's going to have to go back because I can't think of a way to present this without, it's going to take up the whole screen. Like the whole screen is going to take up a bunch of text. So in that case, we're just going to use what they've compiled instead, and I'll let you know what I think about all that stuff. So you want to click off the video now because you hate the wiki pages. I'm sorry. I just don't know how else to present it because there's a lot of information to digest. So for this one time in particular, we are going back to this format just one time. Just one time only. So when you go into Neovision, you do get more stats. When you go to +3, you get a lot more stats, as you can see down there. Tifa at +3, EX +3, she gets a lot more attack. A lot more of everything, really. So there's that. The Brave Shift for her actually doesn't last very long. So you can see here, it lasts for such a short time, so she's really better at, trying to one-shot stuff besides... Because if she's not one-shotting stuff, then she's not as strong as other units, I don't think. So her greatest strength is one-shotting. So this is her not Brave Shifted form. She does have a lot of damage with that Neovision Brave ability move, but it's Divine Ruination. But I guess if you're just chaining two of her together, it wouldn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what chaining family it is, but it's really strong. 80 times modifier. Sorry for that sniffling. And yeah, it becomes a really strong move, and also her starter stream move is really strong too. Her latent ability or FFBE reward is also decent because it gives her some water damage, which is very nice, nicely needed. And also she gets triple cast innately, so you don't really need to even worry about this cooldown anymore. I think this cooldown gave something, but maybe it didn't, I don't know. And her latent ability for passive is really bad, but it is what it is. Just HP and MP 30% and water resistance. But her Neovision upgrade is quite nice. A lot of modifier upgrades and just flat increase HP by 1,000. I mean, that's pretty great. And these are sorry about that. And these are the things that you can upgrade. So yeah, this is crazy. She can also be a really strong chainer. 72 times modifier at max level for the brave ability. Now keep in mind this is not the non-brave shifted form, which you kind of want to do, but this is still pretty nice. And a lot of modifier buffs and things like that. So I mean, she's getting a lot of modifier buffs to a lot of things. Probably a lot of the old abilities that she has. But increasing her HP by 3,000 and +4 is just insane. We've never seen a buff or like a passive where you can just increase your HP by a flat percentage. That's never happened. Her enhancements, which the only thing you really need to worry about for enhancements, is getting that 6 times cap, and probably this, I guess, just for more attack, and maybe this if you want to get the status ailments. But she gets 100% status ailments while brave shifted, so, and 10% turtle wield. She's gonna be a lot better on the global side, I guarantee you, because she got a lot more buffs. So this is the brave shift form. So down here is where all the magic happens. She gets triple cast innately, like we talked about. You guys saw my video. So her rotation, really, if you're doing the one-shot build, you want to use this to get that attack buff and the water imbue, and also the 15 Empress crystals, which is not enough to get her fully up there. So you need to have someone else that can help you with that. This, of course, you want to use this. And I mean, the last one doesn't really matter. The one I use is just this, but it doesn't really matter what you use. You could use the chaining move if you want, which, by the way, is also really strong. 72 times modifier that she can triple cast. That's just insane. That's an insanely high modifier. Now, the one thing I will say that it's not really worth upgrading right now, since we don't have very many materials, is this, because all it does is just increase the attack of the buff. It's not worth it to use all those materials just to get a 300% attack buff. It's not worth it in my opinion. She's fine without getting that attack buff, as you guys saw. one-shotting left and right. And there's an insanely weird but strong move, not move, but passive that she gets. 200% killers, by the way, I'm just saying. 200% passive killers. And increasing chain modifiers by 100%. I don't even know what that means. But it's a new buff that I've never seen before in anyone else. So she definitely gets a really strong buff with that. So that is definitely worth going to +4 because you get the 100%, because the other ones are not as high. It's only 75. And this is where the glory happens, guys. This is the glory. It's only 20 crystals to do this. 80 times modifier with ignore defense 50%. That's just so stupidly high. Stupidly high. So yeah, hers are passives. She gets 6 times cap while brave shifted. But you still want to enhance the other side just because she's not going to be brave shifted for very long. She has 150% true to wield. She has 30% evasion. Very nice. And like I mentioned, the resistance all stealth amounts. 100% low burst damage innately. Very good. So all in all, very strong finisher. But she can also be a chainer if you build her correctly. She could be a very good chainer. So with that being said, hope this answers your guys' questions that you needed to know. Things to upgrade for sure to do the chaining and also the passive, but try to just don't worry about this because we just don't know how many materials we're going to be getting through the month. I think it's just not worth it to do the middle one at all. I don't think it's worth it, in my opinion. With that being said though, if you guys have any questions about Tifa that I didn't answer or go over, feel free to leave them in the comments. I think we're done here. Her normal form is strong, but not really where you want to be. You want to go into the brave shifted form for her. Next, Red 13, someone who's not talked about as much, and I will say why. Because he's not given away for free like Tifa is, so not many people are going to have him as much as Tifa. And the fact that he's locked to fire when you brave shift into him is brave shift form. That's also a thing. But does last for a decent amount of turn, but you can't use it until turn 4, which is really slow in my opinion. You can't even go into his brave shifted form until turn 4. It's really long. But in his non-brave shifted form, he does get 300% attack boost. You can only use it once per battle. Basically, these are just Magnus abilities on the global side. But 5 turns, basically 5 turns for triple cast, and also a really strong modifier. And also he gets another 30. His modifiers are crazily high, as you'll notice. He also has the same thing like Tifa for the latent ability, raising his fire damage. But as you guys are going to notice, he's stuck to fire basically. And this is his latent ability, by the way. It's so bad. One of the worst latent abilities I've ever seen for a physical DPS. All he gets is 60% spirit and 3 limit burst gauge per turn. Woo, crazy! It's crazy. 50% TDH is nice, and on top of that, some modifier buffs. Nice. Flat 200%, not 200%. I'm so used to saying percentage, guys. It's just flat 200 MP he just gains. That's crazy about these buffs. So, all in all, I'm not really sure if he's even worth upgrading, to be honest, like completely yet, because of the uncertainty of how we're supposed to be getting these materials that often. Are we only getting them from King Mog? We're going to be getting them from other sources? We don't know. So I'll probably just ignore all these for now. His enhancements were okay. They were pretty good for the time, like a few months ago. So I think they are worth enhancing him at least. And his limit burst does upgrade to a decent, but still only 1 hit. But his Neovision form is a lot better, as you would expect. He does have insane modifier moves. 40 times mod. So that's pretty good. And we'll see what he can upgrade. So it becomes a 50 times mod with the killers stay the same after level 2. That's good at least. If you only want to go to level 2, you get that 150% killer for 3 enemies. That's quite nice. This is quite strong. That's a pretty high number as well. I think Tifa's is slightly better though, but at least this one has fire built in, so he doesn't have to worry about imbues. And this passive is kind of bad, in my opinion. 20% low burst damage, sure. I just don't think it's gonna have the same impact like Tifa's, because she had 100% low burst damage innately. Oh, he has 150. Maybe he is good. I just don't see that it'd be that good because it's a lot slower than Tifa's, I think. And it costs 30 crystals, whereas hers only costs 20, so that's why she's able to get that one-shotting in a lot faster and stuff like that. So he's really focused on fire. I feel like he's just not as good as the other two that we're going to be talking about, Cloud and Tifa. I just feel like he's just kind of like in the underground, I think. And what that means is like he's just kind of being on the down low. Like maybe someday he'll be good for some reason in some situation, but I just don't feel like he can be that strong right now. Being locked to fire, I mean, Tifa's locked to water, sure, that's bad, but at least she's able to be imbued by other elements if you want, because her chaining move are not locked to any element, whereas his is locked to an element completely, to fire. So they basically removed his gimmick of being able to, imbue different elements, kind of like, like Onion Knight. They removed that uniqueness that he had, where he had different elements he can imbue, like fire and dark and wind and stuff like that. They basically stripped that away and they made him a fire chainer, basically. That's why I'm not really, that hyped about him that much. But I mean, maybe in the future he'll be strong for some reason. Maybe they'll need a fire finisher and he'll be great. And finally, Cloud. Now we already know a little bit about Cloud from my review of him, but let's go more in depth. And let's talk about straight away. His TMR reward is insanely bad. Probably one of the worst TMR rewards in the entire game. And like, it speaks for itself, dude. Like, look at this. It's not even worth equipping unless you have his S TMR. If you have his TMR, I'm hoping you have a better weapon than what he has, because his TMR is garbage. 158 attack. It's just, that's unacceptable. Unacceptable, so don't even worry about that. In his normal form, where you kind of want to stay, so basically what we're going to talk about, basically on turn 1 you want to Brave Shift. You want to Brave Shift into his Brave Shifted form, because then you will imbue with this. You want to imperil with this. And then on turn 2 you want to shift back. You probably just want to shift back because now he's imbued with thunder, and now you want to start finishing as fast as possible. So his finishing capabilities are pretty strong, as you can see here. And he unlocks some strong moves, that's for sure. He unlocks some strong moves when you use this move or this move. This is the same thing you could use. I would probably recommend just doing that, unless you need the attack boost. This can be upgraded, we'll talk about that shortly. This is useless. I don't know why would he even have this move? I didn't even notice it. That's how bad it is. I didn't even notice it until just now. That is not worth your time. He has some higher chaining modifier moves. He has an insanely strong finishing move, but that's not even his strongest move, guys. But you kind of want to use it because it gives some low burst damage. So there's that. This is also nice, 300% attack buff, and also this is decent. But we're going to see what you can do with his moves, being able to unlock. So he has 100 times modifier finishing move, which you probably want to do if you want to turn him into a finisher. And he also has a 72 times modifier boost, which will help him get his own burst gauge up. Just like Tifa's, that's really high as well. Tifa's and his is the same modifier. That's quite nice. And this is his own burst, 130 times modifier. Which costs 40 crystals, but if you're chaining a lot like this, it's not going to matter too much to get it up to max. And unfortunately, he does not have the protagonist buff, where he gets the lone burst on turn 1. It makes him a little slower, but at the same time it makes sense because you need to Brave Shift into getting that imbue anyways. Or if you have someone else to imbue, that changes everything. If you're imbuing and imperiling with someone else, then you don't even need to go into his Brave Shifted form, to be honest. His Brave Shifted form does not really seem that strong because he doesn't have the 6 times cap. He doesn't have any latent abilities because the Final Fantasy VII did not give him latent abilities for some reason. I don't know why. He can be used as a chainer in his brave shifted form, but it's just not that strong. Because of no 6 times cap, so he's gonna be a lot weaker than other chainers that have the 6 times cap, like Tifa, for example. And Tifa's much stronger than Cloud on average, anyways, like I've mentioned before in other videos, in comment sections and things. But yeah, he has, he's a very strong finisher, and he can be upgraded. Let's talk about upgrading. I know we're kind of all over the place with Cloud, because there's just so much to go over. So you can upgrade this to being a very, very strong modifier move, and this is his only AoE, so it might be worth it to you. He does have this finisher as well, the 100 times as well in his brave shifted form. So if you only cast this once, it would do it twice, so maybe that would be worth it to you, maybe. And his little purse is just pretty good. It's pretty good. It does chain almost perfectly with itself, I think. If you time it correctly, I think it does chain well enough. There's a lot of delays where he's turning around on his bike and stuff, so there's that situation. I think your main focus should when you're thinking about his brave shifted form, you should really only be thinking about boosting yourself up. So for example, since you can have triple cast innately, imbue, imperil, and do the Magnus ability for that. Don't even worry about the attack buff, I don't think, because you can just have a buffer, buff him up to like 250% or something like that. I would not worry too much about that. And then on turn 2, you just brave shift back to his normal form. Oh yeah, by the way, we forgot to mention, Cloud can be brave shifted basically forever. He has infinite amount of turns. It's just the cooldown is 2 turns, but he has infinite turns. Him only. The other ones have a duration on theirs. His does not. So I just wanted to point that out very quickly. So when you brave shift back, you want to finish. I think you should have your limit burst ready, or hopefully you have someone who can get his limit burst ready. Because on turn 2 or 3, you want to start using his limit burst. And sometimes maybe even on turn 1, I've seen people do just imbue him and go at it with limit burst support and finishing on turn 1 too. But that's only for like one-shot videos and stuff like that. So all in all, Cloud is going to be a very strong finisher, but he's kind of a one-dimensional. Whereas Tifa can be a finisher or chainer. His chaining is it's good, but I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how long his strength is going to last. This is my problem with Cloud. But I want to know what you guys think about all this. Who's your favorite out of all 3? And what do you think about Cloud? If you have any more questions about Cloud and my analysis, if my analysis wasn't enough for you, please type in the comment section what you need help with, or other Neovision questions that you might have, because I've been trying to answer as many Neovision questions as possible, but I know that there's a lot of confusion out there because they basically threw a whole bunch of stuff at you at once and hope that you just understand it all at once, instead of maybe putting out the Neovision units and then maybe later allowing them to get brave shift and stuff. Nope, just throw everything at you. So hopefully this helped. Hopefully you guys like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.